And now, without any further ado, I would like to invite the cast of the very first script up to the microphones.
God rest you merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born upon this day to save us all from Satan's power, and we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and...
So tell me, why are we singing this again?
To counteract that evil music we heard back at the mall, remember? Winter Wonderland on French horn and handbell.
Oh no, it's crawling in again. Earworm, make it stop.
Relax, Laura. There's our mark. The Christmas house.
What? Raving Rose's place? Claudia, you've lost it. I don't care how many bells we have to sell. I am not setting foot in that house.
Oh, come on. You don't know she's that bad.
She's the second coming of Boo Radley.
According to who?
Everyone. Nobody goes near that house. Back when we were trick-or-treating, it was the one house we'd never hit, right?
Right, but then we believed all kinds of nonsense when we were little. It was fun to make up stories about this house. Now, well, I'm a little curious, and this seems as good an opportunity as...
Would you kindly return to Sanity Land? Does anyone ever see her come out of that house and put up all those decorations? She must do it in the middle of the night like some holiday vampire. I mean, look at the place. Notice the pink ceramic reindeer? Doesn't that say sick mind to you?
No, actually, it says a sale. Whoever lives in that house is bound to want at least one of these tacky tchotchkes we're selling.
Claudia, I'm tired. We've hit 10 houses already.
10 houses, and how many sales have we made?
3.
Right. Now, I'll just bet that Rose Coleman can make up the difference. Come on, Laura, for the honor of the band. Because our trumpets don't glow bright enough in the dark.
Okay, you win. But if anything crazy happens, my revenge will know no limits.
Fair enough. Now, put on your best salesman face.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon, Miss Coleman.
That's a very attractive hoop skirt you're wearing.
Oh, do you like it? I wear it when I work on holiday crafts. It gets me into the proper spirit, I find. So, ladies, what may I do for you?
Miss Coleman, we represent the Cumberland Academy Band, and we...
Oh, are you musicians? What do you play?
I play the trumpet. My friend here plays the saxophone. My name is Claudia, and this is Laura. The Cumberland Academy Band is selling Christmas bells as a fundraiser. We have samples right here.
Come inside where I can get a good look at them under the light.
Inside?
Well, we have 13 houses we need to get to within the next 2 hours.
Oh, I won't keep you long then, but you look as if you've been trudging through the cold a good long while, and I have some wassail on the stove.
Real, authentic wassail? Full of good cheer?
Not that kind of cheer, dear. I am no corrupter of youth.
No, Miss Coleman. I'm sure you're not. Come on, Laura, let's go in.
I'll be right back.
You're dead, Willie Loman. Will you look at all this?
It's impossible not to look at it, Laura. It's
weird, strange, freaked out, bizarro, off-world. Any of those will do.
Once your eyes get used to it, it's not too bad. It's actually kind of pretty.
I'm not drinking that wassail. It's probably drugs.
Shh, she'll hear you.
We'll never be seen again. We'll be changed into decorations. Christmas zombies.
Be quiet.
Here you are, ladies, fresh from the stove.
Thank you, Miss Coleman.
I don't care for any, thank you.
Oh, are you sure? Warm you up inside?
No, thanks. We were just, admiring the holiday decor.
It must take you quite a while to set it up.
You'd have to start back in August.
Oh, I've actually clocked it at 2 weeks.
Really?
Once you're fully dedicated to a project, it's rather surprising how quickly it gets done.
If you don't have anything else to do.
And if you want my opinion, people who start messing around with Christmas decorations before the first good cold snap belong in the nearest asylum for the insane.
Okay, that I agree with.
Do you make all these things yourself?
Oh, yes. I try to have a new holiday project each year. I can date each corner. The ceramic seraphim, for instance, were 1995's project. The crocheted Holy Night is from 1998. This year I molded these wax angels.
They're lovely. You can sure tell those didn't come off an assembly line.
I keep time by them. They're my clock of the years.
Seriously? Ma'am, does the phrase get a life mean anything to you? Laura!
Yes, it means the speaker is trying desperately to convince herself she's happy with her own life.
Now, Miss Coleman, if you'll have a look at these samples.
Please, Rose.
Rose. You look like a rose.
Thank you. I've always liked my name. Of course, if you ever call me Rosie, I'll have to kill you.
Right. Look, I've just got to know why all of this.
Why ask why?
Well, Christmas is all about the kiddies, right? Sitting in Santa's lap, making wish lists, screaming at the top of their lungs when they don't get what they want. There doesn't seem to be much in it for someone like...
Like me. You can say it, dear.
When you're all by yourself, why make such a big deal?
What use does an old maid recluse have for Christmas decorations?
Well,
I know. If I could make decorations like this, I'd be having holiday parties every night to show them off. Seems like a waste to keep it all to yourself.
Oh, don't worry. I get that all the time. Curious souls notice the outside decor and then stop for a chat. I've met some interesting friends that way, and they all start out with that very question.
is that why you do it? To get attention?
In part, perhaps. Come over here, ladies. Have a look at this mantle.
The nativity scene.
I carved that when I was 15.
It's magnificent. I never saw Mary look like that before. Overjoyed and scared out of her mind at the same time.
I always thought most nativity scenes made her look a little too beatific. Not at all the way I'd feel if I'd just given birth, and to the Son of God at that. But look upward. What do you see?
Ceramic Star of Bethlehem?
What do you think of it?
It's big and yellow.
The first ornament I ever made. I was 8. It looks lumpy and clumsy now next to the nativity, but believe me, when I first made it, I was immensely proud.
Yeah, I'll bet. Claudia, do you remember those cardboard angels we made back in 4th grade? Hers turned out great.
Yours wasn't that bad.
The teacher called it avant-garde. When I went home and looked it up, I knew she was just trying to be nice.
And what did your mothers do with those angels of yours?
Put it smack dab on top of the Christmas tree.
Mine made it as far as the fridge.
My mother hid my star away in the closet. She said it was an embarrassment.
How awful.
That's messed up.
It was awful at first, but every night that holiday season, I got up before it was light, and I took a flashlight and went to the closet to look at it. It glowed with golden light, and I felt that light pass through me. I felt Christmas. It didn't matter that nobody else saw it. I saw it, and I never forgot it.
So that's why you decorate the house? To feel Christmas?
Well, at this time of year, plenty of people drive around after dark when they're not actually trying to get anywhere. What do you suppose they're looking for?
The tackiest light displays they can find?
And do you look for them to laugh at them? To sneer at how tacky they are?
Not exactly, no.
Then why?
I'm not sure. I think maybe it's the color.
The color. You do understand. Those lights and those colors stand out against the dead flatness of winter and cry out, "Christmas is here!" So it's not really so strange, is it? All right, the pink ceramic reindeer are a little over the top, but you know what I mean.
I guess I do. Mom decided we're not putting up any Christmas decorations this year.
You're kidding. Why not?
I'm getting too old for it, she says. Now that Jeff and I aren't kids anymore, she thinks it's not worth the bother. It's like she couldn't wait for the day she could stop putting up lights in a tree, and now...
Is that what's been making you such a Grinch? You should have told me.
It's embarrassing. It doesn't matter. It's all fake anyway. It's lame.
Here, Laura, why don't you take this?
Your star?
Consider it a loan if you like. You can return it after the holidays. You need it more than I do.
But Miss Rose,
Keep it hidden in the closet under your bed or some such place. Then when it gets dark, take a flashlight and look at it for a while. My teacher called my artwork avant-garde, too.
I always wanted a big yellow glob of my very own. Thank you.
Now, let me have a look at these samples of yours.
Yeah, you don't want these.
Why not?
Because they were put together with wax and glue in a Chinese factory. They're not good enough for this house.
Hold that sample up to the light, please. That light over there, the stained glass angel candle. Like that. I'm definitely buying.
What could you possibly see in them?
New uniforms with cummerbunds and epaulets and shining buttons. Sharp new drum sets and extra polish on the trumpets and saxophones. That's worth a purchase at Christmas time, don't you think?
I could get to like the way you see things.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Exceptional Excuses Award Show here on WARTC. I'm Jordan Leigh, and with us today is a new guest, Patrick Bruce from Tinyton, Georgia. Now, Patrick, do you mind if I call you Patrick?
Please, call me Pat.
Pat, I understand your excuse for being late last year rose to our editor's attention when she was talking to your mother at the JCC.
So I'm told.
And you were late for a Hanukkah dinner, is that correct?
Yes, I was.
So your family is Jewish, is that right?
Yes.
Now, that's a very Celtic name you have, Pat.
I know. Believe me, I know.
So how
Well, my father is Scottish. He converted when he married my mother.
converted from...
Roman Catholic. It's not as big a gap as you might think. The guilt trips alone.
Boy.
Exactly.
So you were late for Hanukkah. Tell us your excuse.
I'll tell you what happened. You tell me if it was an excuse. See, I was driving to my mother's house on a Friday afternoon, and I left on time. Early, actually. You know what traffic can be like.
Traffic is not an excuse, it's a reality.
Mom says that, too. So I left early, And I was driving, and then along the side of the road, I saw an injured dog.
Oh! Oh, no!
Right? So I had to stop. I got out of my car, and I approached it cautiously. You never know how an injured animal will react. It was a beautiful Irish setter mix of some kind, a little bigger than I had thought when I first saw it from the car. And it was lying there, whining pitifully, its head on its paws, with blood on its side.
Ugh. This is already a valid reason, but not an exceptional excuse.
Wait for it.
You have 3 more minutes.
Oh. When I saw it walking closer, it slowly started wagging its tail. "Hello, lad," I said. "Or lassie, I cannot tell what you are, but you're gorgeous. Yes, you are." I can't help it. Dad taught me to care for animals, and I seem to channel his voice when I talk to them. Hearing me speak, it started wagging its tail faster, but it still didn't lift its head. So I knelt down next to it, letting it sniff my hand, and then I moved to get a closer look at its injured side. I saw some clumps of red and purple, and I smelled something sweet. On closer inspection, it seemed to have been rolling in jam. It didn't appear to be hurt at all. Then, all of a sudden, it jumped up and grabbed my kipper with its teeth. It tossed it in the air, caught it, and streaked off into the woods.
What's a kippah?
A yarmulke, a small hat. It's a Jewish custom for men to wear them.
Ah, thank you. So it stole your hat.
Not just a hat, the only kippah I had with me. I couldn't show up to dinner bareheaded. My mother would be horrified.
You can buy a hat at any gas station.
A hat, but not a yarmulke. A ball cap just won't do.
I see.
Anyway, I chased after it. Come back here! The dog paused when I yelled, looking back at me right at the edge of the tree line, my kippa dangling from its grinning mouth. Here, there. Who's a good pup? Here, pup. Come here, doggy. It stepped toward me, and I patted my leg the way my own dog Kylie responds to so easily, but it didn't come any closer. When I was almost upon it, it tossed my cap up into the air again. I lunged for it, but it snatched it out of the air just as my fingers were inches away from it, and that darn dog darted away again. I, unfortunately, had overextended in my lunge, and I belly flopped right into a huge puddle of mud. I heard a happy yip, yip, as paw steps trotted off over twigs and leaves. I swear that canine thief was laughing at me. But I got up, and I followed, the fool I was. I should have known by then, but I was focused on reclaiming my kippa. That hat-stealing pup led me a merry chase all through the woods and muck and across the stream and back again, always stopping and waiting for me to make sure I was following. I ended up several miles away from my car, exhausted and panting and covered in mud and leaves, until I finally gave up. I sat in a fallen tree trunk and yelled my frustration to the leaves above. Ah! Then, well, I cried.
You cried?
I'm mad enough to admit it.
Did you ever get your hat back?
Oh, I'm not done with the story. I schlepped myself back to the road only to find I was just a half a mile away from my parents' exit, 3.5 miles away from my abandoned vehicle, and I was in no shape to walk that at this point, so I conceded defeat and called an Uber.
Why didn't you just call your mom or dad?
I knew Mom would worry. Her heart doesn't need that. And Dob, well, I knew what he would say, especially when the Uber driver dropped me off at my car and I saw my kippa there resting jauntily on the side mirror, a bit worse for wear.
Wait. What would your dad have said?
The more fool I, after all the tales and stories he's told me. Why would I think the fey beastie would respect a holiday? I was late to dinner because I got taken in by a puka.
A puka, as in the mythical trickster beast that can take the form of an eagle or a horse
Or a dog.
Or a dog. So when you finally told your parents, you must have told your mother at least, since she told our editor.
Oh, I told them. And Mom reminded me that she always had extra kippas in the house and told me to put my muddy clothes in the washer.
And your father?
He laughed. It was all my own fault for forgetting the stories. And to top it all off, my parents had just gotten a new dog, a beautiful Irish setter mix named Oberon.
Oh, for puck's sake.
For puck's sake.
Thank you, Pat. As excuses go, I'll rate that a 9.7. And there we are, folks, another episode of Exceptional Excuses here on WARTC. This is Jordan Leigh, and we'll be back next week with guest Shaban Shanti telling us about why she forgot to pick up her child at the airport. Child or changeling? You be the judge. So long and safe home. Excuse me a second.
The Atlanta Radio Theater presents The Festival of Lights by Paige Steadman.
Hang on, Eli. Let me see. Look at your key signature.
Oh, key signatures are hard.
Uh-huh. What are your flats?
B flat and E flat.
That's it.
Wow, Becky, I didn't know you played. That's so cool.
Oh, I'm not that great at it, but thanks. Hannah, I want you to meet my little brother, Eli.
Hi, Eli. Happy Hanukkah.
Eli, this is my friend Hannah from school. And he's ignoring me now. Little brothers.
Not little.
Sorry, I forgot. You're all grown up now. Hannah, this is my younger brother, Eli.
I'm 10. Shalom.
Did I say that right?
Yes, he hardly ever says it back, though.
Shalom! Well, Sid's here. I got it.
Sid?
Eli got to invite one of his friends, too.
Now I'm really nervous. I don't know anything.
Don't worry, it's not a really complicated Seder like Passover or anything. When I told Mom your family was Jewish but your parents weren't practicing, and you wanted to know more about your heritage, she was so excited to have you join us.
Okay, as long as she knows I don't know Hebrew or anything.
This is my friend Sid.
Hi.
This is my sister, Becky, and her friend,
Hannah Katz.
Hannah.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Becky, please get out the nice tablecloth and placemats. Eli, get out the silverware and help your sister set the table.
Mom, Sid just got here.
Good, he can help you. Welcome, Sid.
Excuse me, I gotta run upstairs to the linen closet. You can wait in the dining room right through here.
Sorry, Sid. You don't have to help. Let me go grab the silverware.
I don't mind.
I'll help too.
This is a nice place.
The Goldbergs are a really nice family. Well, I only just met Eli, but you're in his class at school.
Yes, I don't know him that well, but I don't have that many friends yet. I only moved here this year. It was kind of him to invite me over for dinner.
Becky's really sweet. I'm still a little nervous about this, though. I wasn't raised in the tradition. I mean, we give gifts and stuff, but I don't know all the background and ritual and everything. Maybe you know more about that than I do.
Ritual and everything? Wait, what do you mean gifts? Was I supposed to bring a gift?
No, I don't think so.
Here. This was piled under so much stuff. Sid, please hold the placemats and napkins. Thanks. Hannah, would you help me with the tablecloth?
Ooh, this is pretty. What fancy embroidery.
Is that for the, rituals and stuff?
What? Placemats, please.
Eli, that looks...
Precarious. Can we help?
I can do it. Whoa!
Got it! Carefully to the table.
Almost there.
Whew. Well done.
Good catch, Sid.
Thanks, Sid.
You're welcome.
I'm so excited we finally get to have friends over for Hanukkah.
Yeah, and I win because Sid's from the Middle East.
What? But
It's not a competition, Eli, but if it were, I win because Hannah wants to learn.
Yeah, well, Sid's an expert.
Eli,
He's from Israel, so that makes him awesome.
Hannah is awesome, too.
Yeah, but...
Eli?
Yes, Sid?
I was born in Virginia.
You do sound very American.
I am American.
But you just moved here.
I just moved here from Virginia.
You did? But the principal said at the beginning of the year that we were getting an exchange student from Israel.
That's James Meyer.
James? Well, that doesn't sound very Jewish.
Eli, it's not about how someone's name sounds.
And not everyone in Israel is Jewish either.
Is that why you invited me?
No! Yes. I don't know. I thought, but your name is Sid, and you look Middle Eastern.
No, I don't.
No, not really.
Sorta, kinda, no. But I can see how Eli might have been confused. He's only 10.
Hey!
My name is Sid Harta. I am Indian.
Cool, what tribe?
I am not Native American. I am Indian. My grandparents came from India.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got mixed up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I messed up, Sid. Are you mad at me?
I don't know. I wish you just asked.
Any other questions we need to ask each other?
Will you still stay for dinner?
Yes, I'm hungry.
Any more questions?
Just one. What is Hanukkah?
Yay! I feel less alone. High five.
I know you haven't really celebrated before, Hannah, but you do know what it is, right?
Sort of. Hanukkah is the festival of lights.
That's Diwali.
What?
The triumph over good over evil, of light over darkness. It's an important festival among Hindus and all over India. It's kind of like New Year's with lots of fireworks.
I remember reading about that in an article once. It seemed pretty cool.
We light candles to light our mind with knowledge and remind us that good wins.
That's a lot like Hanukkah then.
Again, what?
I mean, think about it. We light candles to remind us of the miracle of the oil burning for 8 nights when it should have only lasted 1. That's like light beating darkness, like good triumphing over evil.
We light candles to remind us that we survived, in spite of the Syrian Greek army trying to wipe us out 2,000-something years ago. They forbade the Jewish people to practice our religion on pain of death. They desecrated the temple. We took it back. That's what Hanukkah is about. The Maccabees' tiny army kicked the huge Greek army's butts. Guerrilla warfare, liberation from tyranny, freedom from oppression.
But the miracle of the oil, that's beyond human ability. That's the religious stuff.
You're missing the point, Mr. Miracles per Gallon. Hanukkah is about war.
Maybe it's both?
How would you know? Weren't you here to learn?
Asking questions is an important part of learning.
Hi, Mom. We set the table.
Mom, is Hanukkah about the miracle of the oil or not?
War, liberation,
Candles, latkes,
freedom from oppression.
8 nights of light.
This is confusing.
You are both right.
Oh, that's not fair.
That makes sense.
Sid, how does that make sense?
Hi, Sid. I'm Eli's mom. You can call me Nora. Please tell us more.
Hi, Miss Nora. Holidays can be more than one thing. Like Diwali, there are lots of stories, lots of heroes. King Rama defeating demon King Ravana, Lord Krishna defeating the demon Narakasura, Lord Vishnu sending the demon King Vali to the netherworld. But it's more than that, moving away from darkness and evil toward light and good.
That does sound a bit like Hanukkah, even if it's also very different.
That doesn't sound like human war. That sounds like miracle stuff.
But it's not just people by themselves defeating evil. Badness had to happen first, like Becky was saying about war. When Ravana kidnapped Sita, Sita had to leave a trail of jewelry for her husband Rama to follow. Rama had to make friends with the monkey king Hanuman and get his help to get an army to defeat Ravana.
See? War.
When is Diwali?
It's in the winter. It changes because of the lunar calendar.
So does Hanukkah. Do you get gifts too?
Some families do.
But do you light a menorah?
Not a
Menorah.
Not a menorah, but we do light candles, fireworks, and diyas.
Diyas?
They're like small lamps made of clay.
Cool. That's so similar. Is it more than one day, too?
Diwali lasts for 5 days.
Hanukkah is 8 days.
Nights. Celebrating victory, survival, freedom.
And a miracle.
Both, and even more.
I think I get it. It's more than the miracle, and it's more than war. People were working together. On Diwali, stories are about defeating supernatural evils, and on Hanukkah, the story is about how the Maccabees defended their people against a whole army.
The spirit of a holiday is what we make it. You can focus on just one part of it, or you can look deeper. But now it's time to light the candles.
Oh, can we eat first? Just this once? I'm hungry.
I know. Candles first. Then it will be time for the other meaning of Hanukkah. They tried to kill us. We survived. Let's eat. Christmas is gifts, presents, the joy of giving even more than receiving. But what if there's nothing left to give? What if everything has gone to fill the needs of food and shelter? The year is 1935. The place is a very small apartment near Glen Iris Avenue. There are no presents piled high under the tree. There's no tree. There is no turkey and stuffing. Bob Cratchit would feel right at home. Atlanta, like the rest of the country, is in the grip of a depression. Money is scarce. For some, money is non-existent. And Christmas has become what can be given and how and why.
Hey, baby. Daddy.
Come here. Merry Christmas, Jordan. Merry Christmas.
Daddy's home. Whoa, girl, let go. Let a man get his breath before you knock him back out the door.
Come here.
Girl, baby, Brenda, honey, I'm covered with dirt. I'm all, oh, what the, come here, gal.
Oh, put me down. Put me down. Oh, stop it, you. Oh, you're so strong, George. My man is so strong.
Yep, well, you should let a man take a bath before you start your foolishness.
How'd it go today, baby?
Same as yesterday and the day before. Thank you, Mr. Roosevelt. Thank you, Mr. WPA. Lord, that's hard work. You know, there are folks that say that WPA stands for We Poke Along. I'd like to give them a shovel and they can join us out on Longwood Drive and see how pokey they feel. You know, if we got to build a road, that's fine. Just why we got to build it between Northside Drive and Howell Mill? I thought cutting trees was work. Honey, roads gotta be flat.
Well, so what's so strange about that?
I just never thought about it until I had to build one. I mean, road got to be real flat. No little ripples, no little dips, flat, real flat. Gotta use your back for that kind of work.
But you got it, baby. You got work, and that's all that matters right now.
Yeah, I guess. Went by Mr. Riley's with my pay, took care of the rent, got us $2 whole left. We rich, baby.
A lot of folks don't have that, George. I got my job with the Martins, and you're with the WPA. We're doing all right. We're doing just fine.
Yeah. Just wish we could have done something for Christmas is all. Just doesn't seem right not to have anything at all.
That's not true, baby. We got each other.
You got that all right. So I brought a little something home for Christmas.
You did? Where you hiding it this year?
Oh, right over here. Yeah, outside the door. Let me bring it in. It ain't much.
A Christmas tree.
Well, more of a Christmas branch, really. But I thought, you know, while I was cutting down them trees, this one would look fine on our little table. And I made this.
A star.
Made that myself. Little tinfoil, little cardboard, little imagination, and there it was. Let me just put this on our table, and there. Now that looks a little bit more like Christmas.
Oh, wait. I got just the thing. Ms. Martin had a couple of decorations left over from the dry goods store, gave them to me. I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but now I do. There we go. Go sit in your chair, George. Tell me how it looks.
I believe I will.
Well?
It looks real nice from here, baby. Real nice.
I got a surprise for you.
I'd be surprised if you didn't, baby.
It's been rough, honey, and I know we don't have any money for Christmas, but I said to myself, things are gonna get better. I know they are. I just don't want to have to wait for them anymore, and I want our Christmas right now. So I went out and I got it.
Brenda, what have you gone and done?
There are so many things I want to give you, baby, and I don't want to have to wait forever to do it. So I didn't. I got them right here in this bag, baby. Right here. Go on, George, look inside.
What you got in here, girl? 3 little flat packages all wrapped up in the funny papers. Oh, Little Orphan Annie. Don't think I read this one.
Read the card, George.
Oh, to my George from his loving wife Brenda because he deserves it. Well, I guess I better open this.
Well, I guess you better.
Well, I'll be a Packard. A big red Packard. A picture of one anyway, glued to a piece of cardboard.
Ms. Martin subscribes to every magazine in the world and just throws them out. These magazines are full of things I want to give you, so I did. You like it?
Baby, I'd have been happy with a used Ford. Lord, won't I look good behind the wheel of this beauty?
Open the others.
Give me a minute. To my beloved George, so he can look as good as he is. Okay, that sounds good. A suit. Will you just look at this suit? Man, am I going to look sharp. And a hat. I needed a good hat.
That last one is just because I thought you'd like it.
Then let me take a look at it. Oh, a watch. Just look at that. One of those fancy Swiss watches with jewels on the inside and everything.
That's a real alligator strap on it, too.
Am I gonna look good in my fancy new Packard with my fancy new clothes and my fancy new watch, or what? They're great gifts, baby. I love them all. Damn.
What's the matter, honey?
I ain't get you nothing.
You fool, of course you did.
Nope, wait. There's something else in this bag. To my wonderful wife, Brenda, from her loving husband, George. I think this one is for you.
For me? Oh, George, you shouldn't have. A mink coat?
A mink coat? I got you a mink coat? Well, why not? Ain't nothing too good for my baby. What else I get you?
I don't know. I haven't opened them yet.
Oh, well, of course.
To my fantastic wife, Brenda.
Fantastic, huh?
Hush up. Ooh. To my fantastic wife, Brenda, so everyone will know how much I love her. Ooh, I can't wait to see what this is.
Neither can I.
A diamond ring.
Hey, you deserve it, baby.
I just don't know how you're going to top that last one. I truly don't. A new washing machine. You are so practical, George.
I figure a woman who has a man building roads all over the city of Atlanta needs a good washing machine.
This is the best Christmas ever.
Yeah, I guess it is. I just wish I had done something for it.
You fool. You've done something. We got dressed up in our fine new clothes, got in your fine new car, and you took me dancing.
I did? Well, am I a man or what?
Yes, you surely are. All the man I'll ever want. Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas, baby.
This has got to be the saddest part of the whole job.
Mama's bedroom closet.
You know, I expected it to look like something off Hoarders, but it's surprisingly
Neat.
sparse. My bedroom closet doesn't look this good.
No comment.
Good survival move, brother of mine.
Well, the visiting nurse did say Mom did give away a lot of clothes to Goodwill after she came home from the hospital for the last time.
She knew it was coming. So much for keeping the news from her.
When did we ever have much luck putting over anything on Mom?
Speak for yourself, bro. I am possessed of a devious nature and a cunning mind.
You used to buy your pop from Tony Dalglish back in high school.
What? I mean, how did you know that?
From Tony. After Mom threatened to drop a dime on him if he ever sold you another nickel bag.
I always wondered why he dried up and started running away from me.
Where are you, children?
In the bedroom closet, Aunt Iris. And we're not children.
Oh, you'll always be my sister's babies to me, especially when I wiped and powdered both your little butts.
Yes,
Yes,
Aunt
Aunt
Iris.
Iris.
Oh, is that Rose's wedding dress?
Yep. Sealed plastic bag. And a tag.
For my granddaughter Irene. Such a lovely dress. Pity she'll never be able to wear it.
She can lose weight.
She can't shrink 4 inches. What's that tiny printing? Rose's handwriting was always meticulous, but teeny.
15 May 1941.
Way before Pearl Harbor.
They saw it coming. Otherwise, your father wouldn't have joined the Air Corps. Pity Franklin Roosevelt didn't have as much sense.
Speaking of which, or whom,
What? Oh, my God. Is Franklin Roosevelt's mummified corpse back there?
ta-da! Dad's uniform. God, he must have been a rail.
He was 20, and he grew up during the Depression. Many were skinny in those days.
What do all the stripes mean?
Technical sergeant, air gunner, United States Army Air Forces, the 8th Air Force, flying out of a place called Debden in England.
You can tell all that from stripes?
I researched it when I was a kid.
That's morbid.
When your father was killed by race-obsessed European National Socialists, you want to know the particulars. Anyway, I did. There's some boxes back here. Here, take this.
What is it?
Packages, all done up in brown paper and twine. Tech Sergeant Aaron Worthington, 319th Bombardment Group, Debden.
Oh, dear God. They must be Christmas packages she was getting ready to send him when...
And she never mailed them, but she kept them all these years.
Wool socks?
Cookies, maybe. To share with the men in his crew. What's in the other box?
Letters. There must be 4 dozen more, all in rows.
It's not sealed. October 13th, 1943.
That was the day before his last...
You're not going to read your mother's letters. Show a little respect.
You're right. Talk about morbid.
Hand it to me and I'll read it.
How is that any better?
Well, these are my sister's letters, not my mother's. My dearest Aaron. Oh, my.
What?
Your mother was a passionate young girl with a florid writing style.
La 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 la, I'm not hearing this.
Aunt Iris, you're not going to read these.
Certainly not. I'll take him with me to read later. Let me see the next one. My dearest Aaron, my first Christmas without you. You would be so proud.
That is enough.
I agree. Morbid.
I'll stop. 1944, 1945, 1946.
I think she wrote a letter every year.
Let me see the last envelope.
And only the last one. Dated this year, 3 days before Thanksgiving.
My dearest Aaron, no letter this year. I'll tell you about it in person.
Well, bless my soul.
Bless all our souls, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Harry the Hat here. Pay no attention to the moron on the microphone. We've reached the midpoint of the show. We're going to take a short break, about 10 minutes or so. So get up, stretch your legs, and we'll see you back here shortly for the second half. Thanks so much for coming out. Happy holidays.
Mercury, a broadcast of hope, is a daily audio drama podcast. Launched in October of 2017, it has published a brand new broadcast every single day telling the story of a group of survivors living in or around a college radio station broadcasting during the zombie apocalypse. Rather than focusing on the death and the horror and the gruesome aftermath that most movies and television shows choose to depict, Mercury offers the listener a reason and a way to make it through from one day to the next through practical surviving advice, coping strategies, and a bit of humor. It is not just about surviving, it's about living your best life under the worst of circumstances. And just like your regular radio broadcasts you have to listen to every day or you miss it, each broadcast is available for 24 hours and then it's gone, replaced by the next day's broadcast. For today's performance, we have gone back to an episode from our second year. If you love the series, contact us through artc.org to find out how to get the entire back catalog or contribute your own story of survival. And now, we present David Benedict as Max O'Brien and Diana Lancaster as Dr. Rosalind Clark in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, written by David Benedict.
Good morning, survivors, and welcome to Mercury, a broadcast of hope. I'm Max O'Brien here with Dr. Rosalind Clark, and today is day 441 since we came back on the air.
Now that we've gotten the standard intro out of the way, I just want to jump in here and let everyone know that Max is about to try and ruin Christmas for you. I urge you not to let him.
Now, Dr. Clark, I feel like at this point, our listeners are accustomed to the fact that I like to present an alternative viewpoint. I don't see what the big deal is.
I will concede that you're a laughingstock, if that's what you're trying to imply.
It wasn't, but if that's what it takes to get us moving on this, then I'll take your snide remark and proceed.
The only saving grace is that it's not about the zombies.
Still working on how to incorporate them into this idea.
Anyway.
Yes, anyway. Okay, so here's how this goes. First, I'd like for everyone to go along with the following assumption, which is that Santa Claus and all of the fantastic myths that go along with him are real. Elves really make the toys, flying reindeer really pull his sleigh, and he really does leave them behind for children and adults.
Makes him sound like a fine, upstanding, generous citizen, Max. We should all strive to be like old St. Nick.
Except it's all much more sinister.
Of course it is.
Let's go through this step by step. First, the elves. Santa Claus has effectively enslaved an entire race to do his labor for him.
There's no evidence that he doesn't pay them. And before you start, I'd like to point out that money isn't the only form of payment you can give someone.
In some ways, that's even worse. Old mining companies used to pay their miners in a currency called scrip that was only redeemable at the company store. So you got your scrip, and then you could buy your food and other supplies from the company you were working for.
I really doubt that's what's happening in this case. Why would Santa be so generous to everyone else, but so mean to the elves?
Is he really so generous, though? We'll come back to that, because the next thing I want to point out is that he uses animals for his labor. Flying a sleigh around with enough toys for all the good boys and girls in the world has got to be back-breaking work.
Using animal labor is a time-honored technique for getting things done, Max. As long as the animals are treated well and aren't given more work than they can handle, then it's usually okay. And as for the overloaded sleigh, they're flying. If they can fly themselves, then there's a decent chance that there's some sort of gravity nullification going on, which means the sleigh and all of its contents are probably weightless.
Okay, I'll concede that point. But this is where it gets truly nefarious. Santa brings the same toys that you used to be able to buy in a store. He transitioned from simple wooden toys to die-cast metal and plastic, seemingly without missing a beat. The elves must be truly talented craftspeople, but we've already established that he's not paying them.
We haven't established that, but keep going.
So here's how this works. He has the elves make the toys, then he delivers them to the kids.
Like I said, generous.
Except most adults think he doesn't exist, so he uses mind control on them to make them believe that they bought those toys themselves.
So he's selfless enough that he doesn't want credit.
Oh, he doesn't need credit because he's collecting cash. To complete the ruse, he steals the money from their bank accounts.
So
just to be clear, your contention is that Santa Claus forces elves to make toys in violation of copyright and trademark laws, then uses animal labor to transport them around the world, breaks into people's homes to leave those toys behind, and then brainwashes the adult into believing they bought them and covers his tracks by withdrawing money from the relevant bank accounts to fill his own coffers.
Exactly. It's a giant scam perpetrated by a magical being of immense power. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if Santa somehow magically brought the zombies into existence because someone was about to uncover his foul plot, which he had successfully been exploiting for hundreds of years, and he needed a distraction.
I don't know, Max. That plot seems pretty airtight to me. How would anyone have possibly caught him?
Well, several people have pointed out that UFO, alien, and ghost sightings went way down once everybody had a camera on their phone. But I'm betting one of those cell phone cameras was about to blow the lid off of this whole sordid Santa affair.
You know something, Max? I'm not going to bother debunking this. Listeners, you've just listened to Max's whole theory. I humbly invite you to draw your own conclusions. But for now, I think we need to go before Max digs the hole any deeper. For Mercury, a broadcast of hope, this has been Max O'Brien and myself, Dr. Rosalind Clark. Take care of each other.
The table set. Is dinner ready?
The knives go on the right, Zara, forks and spoons on the left.
They're always together on the napkin.
It doesn't matter at Dad's house, but Mom sets it differently. She'd never criticize how you said it, but she'll frown. This is a formal dinner because Grandma's here. Come on, I'll help you fix it.
Jake, don't touch it. It's my job.
Knives on the right, the other right.
Ooh.
It's almost sunset. Are you ready?
The table is set, Grandma. Let's eat.
Not just yet, dear.
We have to light the candles first.
Well, if it's that much of a chore, you don't have to help. Your mother and sister and I will somehow manage all by ourselves, I suppose.
No, it's my job. I wouldn't want Zara to burn herself or burn the house down.
Jake.
It sounds like your mother's almost ready for us.
I don't know if I'm supposed to do this. We don't do this at Daddy's house.
Dad doesn't like religion.
Hanukkah's about more than religion. It's about history and family and culture.
And presents.
Presents?
Yes, sometimes there can be presents, but food first and the lighting before that. Sarah, dear, are the candles in the menorah?
Here it is, Mom. You know, I think Zara is old enough now.
What? No, it's my job. I've always done it.
I get to light the candles?
Maybe not the match part.
I don't even get to do the match part. This is so not fair.
All day long, I listen to teenagers crying. This isn't fair. That isn't fair. Homework isn't fair. Life isn't fair. This is something you've had the chance to do many times, and she's never gotten to do it because she was too young. It's time to pass along the tradition.
It's my thing, you know? Again, first I was a great athlete, and then Zara was a soccer prodigy. Then I was really into video games, but she had to get into that, and I can't play alone anymore unless she's gone to bed. Even my friends like her too. Everything I have, every time I think I have something of my own, she takes it.
That's just part of having younger siblings. I'm the oldest of 4, you know.
When I'm in Georgia for Hanukkah, at least I thought I had one thing that was special.
Of course you're special.
Mom, not what I meant. Ugh.
I love you, Jake. I want to be like you.
Well, stop it.
Jake?
Sorry. I love you too, Zara. I'm just mad right now.
Are you mad at me?
Well, no. Sometimes yes, but no.
The sun is setting.
Jake, would you light the shamus?
What's a shamus?
The center candle, the one we use to light the others.
What, me? I've never gotten to...
Okay, yeah.
Careful. There. Now, Zara, take out the shamus and get ready to light the other. There you go. After the prayer. Careful. Jake, do you want to help her say the prayer?
If I can remember.
Just do your best.
Baruch atah ad Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher
Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvatav v'tzvanu. Hadlik Nir Shel Chanukah. Amen.
Amen.
Now can I light it? Yes.
Yay!
Ooh, careful. Help her get it back in the holder, Jake. All right.
Hanukkah, Hanukkah, come like the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Spinning tops to play with and good things to eat. And while we are dancing, the candles are burning bright. One for each night they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they will shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. I'm hungry.
In the words of an esteemed rabbi, they tried to kill us. We survived. Let's eat. Amen.
When I was a little girl and Christmas rolled around, my parents would always throw a big dinner and party on Christmas Eve. We didn't have many relatives in driving distance, but the house was always full. It was fun when I was little. When I got older and, I was convinced, much more sophisticated, I got picky about what it was full of.
But Mother, Daddy, I don't want to stay for the Christmas party. I've got things to do. Oh, honey, everybody will want to know where you are. They want to wish you a Merry Christmas. You can do that for me. I need to run to the mall.
You sure? I think the mall closed about an hour ago. Christmas Eve, remember?
Not that mall.
All the malls. Is this someplace I gotta go thing or someplace I want to get away from?
What? Oh, hon, your relatives.
They're not. My relatives, I mean. Not all of them, anyway.
No, not all. Family by choice, as we say. Play fair. Tell me what's bothering you about our guests. Before you go, that is. Well?
I just wish some of them weren't related to me.
Uncle Ronald.
He's so creepy! And his same old jokes year after year that weren't funny the first time.
Creepy? I think nowadays they call that Asperger's.
Well, it's not from my side of the family. He's not my brother.
What? He's not your brother? All these years I thought, my God, the man's an imposter.
Stop that.
Oh, all right.
Ronnie just doesn't like to be touched, that's all. But it's so awkward when I want to give him a great big hug.
Well, to be fair, I do remember one time that he hugged someone.
Who?
You.
Me?
At your grandmother's funeral. Don't you remember?
I remember I cried.
Oh, didn't you? You were sitting on my right in the pew, and your Uncle Ronald was on your right. You got more and more upset and cried harder and harder. I had my hands full with your brother, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And all of a sudden, Ronald twisted around, so stiff, and put his arms around you, and you cried into the front of his jacket until the service was done.
I had forgotten that. Kinda.
Did you know that he cried the whole time, too?
No, I didn't know that.
He did. You walked out of the church with a face like thunder. I didn't think you'd ever smile again. But your uncle made you laugh inside 5 minutes.
I guess all his jokes aren't that bad. Maybe.
Don't you want to see your cousin George?
Oh, sure. It's just feels funny to talk with him, the way he is, I mean.
I know you remember when that gang of bullies started bothering you out on the bike trail. You were 6.
And he was 12. Not even big for his age. Hun, they could have really hurt you.
But George came running back down the trail and chased him off. He jumped on the biggest boy's back and started punching him in the ear.
Hun, you know he'd do that for you again, if he could get to his feet.
If he had feet. He's just lucky the mine didn't kill him outright, I guess.
I remember. Yeah, I do want to see George.
And your Aunt Rachel?
Now, she's not really my aunt.
Not by blood, no.
And she's usually cool, but around Christmas, Hanukkah, sorry, she gets all huggy. And the way she looks at me, she says, I look so much like my cousin Alma.
She and her cousin were very close.
I do not look like an old lady.
No, you look like Alma as Rachel remembers her. Alma never got to be old.
She's dead?
A long time ago. In a place in Poland. They're here. I'll get the door.
Here, car keys.
What?
Take my Mustang and slide out the back. I'll make your excuses. It'll be a convincing excuse. No one will ever know.
You're trying to make me feel guilty.
No guilt. I understand. Believe me, I really do. I just wanted to remind you of a few things about these people. And about you. Before you go, that is.
I think I'll stay. I understand, or I think I do.
I think you do too. Here, give me a hug.
Hey! Hi, George. Hi, Uncle Ron. Happy Hanukkah, Rachel. So wonderful to see you.
It will all look so different in a few years, and you will understand. I wish you didn't have to. Merry Christmas, everyone. Come on in.
But the years did pass, and I came to understand. And I miss them all. Merry Christmas, everyone. Everyone. In our home and in our hearts. Come on in.
Hey! Mr. Serious Man wanted me to drop off this new assignment for you.
Oh, thanks, Holly. Go ahead and just set it down on my desk.
My goodness, I can't believe Mr. Serious Man is giving you this big assignment right before the holiday. I took a peek at this one, and it's due on Christmas.
The printers don't even run on Christmas.
You know that Josh and you are neck and neck for the big promotion.
What is this big promotion? Everyone just calls it the big promotion.
And Mr. Serious Man feels this could be the push you need to show that you deserve it more than Josh.
I've been here 6 years. Josh only started last month. Why is this even a competition?
Did somebody say competition?
Oh, hey, Josh. Great editorial last issue.
Thanks. Bill liked it too. Oh, sorry, you probably didn't know. Bill is Mr. Serious Man's first name.
I know what is.
We've been on a first-name basis ever since we went and played golf together last week.
It's the middle of winter. It's the middle of winter, Josh.
Yes, I know. Sorry.
Well, maybe it was indoor golf.
It was indoor golf, yes.
Thought so.
Putt-putt. I got a hole-in-one on the windmill. No big deal. Bill was pretty impressed. I think he might be giving me the big Christmas story this year.
Ha! Too late, Josh. Mr. Serious Man already gave the big story to Abby.
What?
Look, if you really want it, I can ask Phil.
Oh, just you wait. I'll be the one to get the big promotion. You'd need a Christmas miracle to beat me, Abby protagonist.
Actually, it's... And he's gone. All right, let's see. So, Bill needs me to write a long, heartfelt article about the true meaning of Christmas? I don't know, Holly. I think I better give this one to Josh. It's not for me.
Nonsense, Abby. You're going to nail this.
Hold on. This says I have to write the article in small town Minnesota. And there's a round-trip bus ticket in here.
Free Christmas vacation.
I don't understand why I have to go all the way to Minnesota to write this.
Where in Minnesota?
Small town. That's the town name. Small town, Minnesota.
Oh, I know that place. Our rival magazine did an article last year about it. They nicknamed it Santa's Second Home because every year a mysterious town member dresses as Santa Claus and hands out presents to all the city's orphans.
It says here the town has a population of 1,000. How many orphans can there... Okay, next line says there's 200. You know, a better article would be about why this place has so many orphans.
Oh my gosh, I bet if you figured out the identity of the Secret Santa, you'd get that promotion for sure.
Yeah, or maybe Secret Santa can tell me the true meaning of Christmas, because I sure don't know it. Hey, Holly. Yeah, just got off the bus. My goodness, it's freezing here. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a man at the bus stop holding a sign with my name on it, so I gotta go.
Well, hello there, pretty lady. Are you Abby protagonist?
My name is Abby, yes, but my last name is actually...
The town heard we had a big shot journalist coming to visit us and wanted to make sure we brought out the proper welcome wagon. That wagon being right this way. Follow me.
Is that a sleigh pulled by reindeer?
Sure is, Abby. Welcome to Santa's Second Home. I spend my free time giving orphans sleigh rides during the holiday season. No big deal. It helps keep their spirits up. The holidays can be hard, you know.
This is your sleigh? And your reindeer?
That's right.
You own a sleigh, reindeer, and you like to help orphans. So you're the Secret Santa then?
What? Me? Why would I be the Secret Santa? Christmas isn't really my thing.
Hey there, Nick. Are you bothering this nice lady?
Of course not, Rodolfo. Just giving our big city guest a sleigh ride to Mrs. Klaus's house.
Who's Mrs. Klaus? I thought I was staying at a hotel.
A hotel? This isn't the big city that you're from, Abby. No hotel in town. Mrs. Klaus will put you up for a few days while you get your story written, and there's a hot cocoa social tonight while the town gets together to pick out their Christmas trees at the Christmas Tree Farm. I know a big city girl like you probably can't appreciate the quaintness of a small town like this. Fine, that's fine. Just don't go talking down my town. This place is my family.
Sorry, I wasn't trying.
I get that this isn't what you're used to. I'm sorry if we're not fancy enough for you or if these folks here have too much Christmas spirit for you. The weather might drop below negative 20 degrees at night, but hearts here still never get as cold as they do in the big city.
Negative 20?
Look, I'm running late for something. I've got to run. Rodolfo, can you give her a lift to Mrs. Klaus's house?
Anything for you, handsome. Don't mind Nick. He just doesn't know how to act around pretty ladies. I'm not hitting on you, by the way. You are so not my type.
Yeah, you're not mine either.
Oh my gosh, you're too funny. I like you. Come on, let's get going.
Wait, did you hear that?
Hear what?
That. I think it's coming from that cardboard box over there on the sidewalk.
Oh my goodness, it's 8 little kittens. Somebody must have abandoned them. Those poor babies, they must be so cold. We have to get them to a vet. Come on. Excuse me, ma'am, but we have an emergency. We need to see someone for this box of kittens right away.
It's the middle of the holiday season. Everyone is having an emergency. Nobody knows how to put the lid back on the cocoa powder they're using for their holiday baking. Our doctors have been making puppies yak up Hershey's Kisses for a week straight. You can make an appointment and wait like everyone else.
Oh, no. Well, okay, how do we...
I couldn't help it over here. I'll take them, Wanda.
But, Dr. Saint, you have a booked solid schedule.
I said I'll see the kittens now, Wanda. Push back my appointments. These kittens could have hypothermia.
They look fine to me.
Darn it, Abby, just let me do this for you.
Okay. Here you go, I guess.
You go ahead with Nick. I'm going to bring your bags to Mrs. Klaus's house in the meantime.
My bags? I don't even remember getting them off of the bus.
We doubled back for them off camera, silly.
Off camera?
That's what I call the period of time after any major plot point in my life.
Plot point?
Yeah, like an event. Girlfriend, it's Minnesota lingo. You wouldn't get it. Toodles!
Toodles? Do you think he ever worries that he's a very one-dimensional character clinging to an extremely outdated cliche?
Come on. Let's get these kittens looked at.
Not that I don't appreciate you doing this. I do, really. But shouldn't you be taking care of all of the dogs with chocolate poisoning?
There are other doctors in the building. Besides, my specialty is kittens.
You're a kitten doctor who gives sleigh rides to orphans.
I may not look like it on account of my bulging biceps and masculine beard, but I have feelings. Even if people around here don't think I do. Ever since the accident. Well, never mind. Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
People think I should just forget about it. I know that it wasn't my fault, but they were my parents, dang it. Their car slid on an ice on the way home from the toy store and hit a tree. And in the back seat, the action figure I wanted for Christmas. They'd gone to the toy store to get it for me. So yeah, maybe I'm a bit of a Grinch like everyone in the town says, but with good reason.
Why not just tell them you're the Secret Santa?
What? Me? Secret Santa? No, nobody knows who the Secret Santa is, and I'm too scarred and brooding to be the shining light of the city.
You...
Look, I'm running late for something. The kittens look all healthy to me. I've got to get going.
Going? You're at work. And what am I supposed to do with the kittens? Why are we here again?
Because there's going to be a toy drive at the orphanage for the town Christmas tree sloozing / hot cocoa social.
Why does the Secret Santa exist if everyone in town already donates toys to the kids?
Hey there, strangers.
Nick? Are you kidding me?
Excuse me, Mr. Shop Owner?
Yeah, kid, what do you want?
I was just wondering how much that bicycle in the window is.
$100. No negotiation.
Oh, okay.
Aw, come on, kid. What's the matter?
Nothing. It's just, I've been saving up for a bike all this past year. That is until, well, you see, mister, my parents had a real bad car accident last week. They were on their way home from this exact toy store, and they hit some ice. Their car hit a tree, and, well, they got to get me the bike I wanted, but it got all smashed up in the crash. That bike in the window, it looks just like the one they got me, and I was hoping to get it, to remember them by. But I've only got $5.
Aw, heck, kid. Tell you what, you come back in 2 hours, and I'll get it down from the display for you. It's yours, on the house.
Wowee! Really, mister? That's awfully nice of you.
Yeah, well, don't go telling the whole town what I did for you. Wouldn't want to think I'm going soft.
Thank you, mister. Thank you.
You work at the toy store, too?
A man has to make a living. We can't all be hotshot writers from the big city. I've been on my own ever since the accident. When Mr. Elfley retired, he needed somebody to take over making toys and running his shop here. I've been his apprentice toy maker ever since I was a kid, so I stepped up.
You make toys? Okay, seriously.
You know, Abby, your feisty, go-getter attitude got on my nerves at first, but I'm really starting to warm up to you.
Great. Look, let me just get that checkerboard, and I'll be on my...
A checkerboard? No, you can't show up to the gathering with some lame present like that. Hold on, I think I've got just the toy for you. Here we are, a Mr. Super Awesome Superhero Man action figure. Mint condition. It even still says the catchphrase when you press the button.
My grieving process may not make sense, but one way or another, I will avenge my parents.
Wow. So... cute?
Here, it's yours. On the house.
Really?
Really. Like I said, Abby, I think I'm warming up to you. That's why I wanted you to have this. You see, it's...
Let me guess.
It's the exact action figure my
your
parents went to get me on the night they died. It'd mean a lot if you'd take it.
This is all way too...
Excuse me, Mr. Saint. I'm sorry to bother you, but I was just wondering how much that pogo stick in the shop window is.
$80.
Oh, darn. You see, I've been saving up for a pogo stick all this past year until my parents had an awful car accident last month. They were on their way home from this toy store and they hit some ice.
I think I'll be going. Thanks. Bye.
That big city girl, she's always on the move. Abby, wait up, girlfriend. Where are you going?
Where is the library? I need to work on my article.
I'll take you there. But does that mean I have to take care of the kittens by myself? Ugh, I hate kittens.
Since when?
There's absolutely no way I could ever fall in love with all
great.
8 of them.
We'll find a shelter after.
What would I even name them after all? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen? Who can even remember all those names?
You don't have to keep...
Fine, I'll keep them. But you so owe me, Abby protagonist.
Actually, it's not...
Come on, let's get you to the library.
Abby,
Good
wait.
riddance, Small
Don't-
Town, Minnesota.
Don't go.
Nick? What are you...
Rudolfo said he dropped you off here. I couldn't let you leave without seeing you one more time.
No, actually, I'm really glad you're here. Like that you haven't skipped town or something.
Listen, please, just hear me out. Ever since the accident, I've been scarred and brooding. But I love this town. And that's why I've gathered everyone from the town Christmas trees, choosing / hot cocoa social / toy donation so they could hear me admit something I've never told anyone before. Everyone, come on out. Abby, I'm about to give you the headline of a lifetime. Everyone, listen up. I have a confession to make. I am the Secret Santa.
Oh! But you look so good doing it, too.
I know. I've known that the entire time. And I've already written my article.
Everyone, I have a huge announcement to make, huge news. I love this box of kittens. I'm keeping them. Oh, Abby, I really love them now. Guess what I've named them?
I'm guessing it's...
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Abby.
That's really sweet of you, Rodolfo. Thank you.
Abby, thanks to you, this is the best Christmas ever. Come on, everyone. Let's all go to the toy shop. Free toys for everyone.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
What? Why not?
I also came to tell everyone that I just saw the FBI roll into town. They taped off the toy store as a crime scene, and they've arrested old Mr. Elfie.
Mr. Elfley? Why?
It's not just by chance that your town has so many orphans, or that everyone's parents died the same way. Turns out, small town Minnesota is home to the most successful serial killer in history. I looked through some old newspapers and contacted the police department while I was at the library. Looks like none of the victims ever had any injuries from a car wreck on them. Someone was crashing the cars and then staging the victims in there afterwards.
No, that's impossible.
All signs posted to Mr. Elfley. Seemed kind of suspicious that every victim had just left the toy shop.
But he's so old. If it was him, how could it still be happening?
He had a protege, obviously. Evidence shows that there were sled tracks near all of the crash sites, likely the mode of transportation used to move the bodies. A toxicology report showed all of the most recent victims they tested actually died by poisoning with the same mixture of chemicals. Astonishingly, all of the chemicals were ones that would be easily accessible to a veterinarian.
Hold it right there. Nicholas Saint, you are under arrest for aiding and abetting a serial murderer.
I found a newspaper article that mentioned witnesses saw a 16-year-old Nick screaming at his parents on the day they died for not getting him the action figure he'd asked for Christmas and demanding they take him to the toy shop where he'd been apprenticing under Mr. Elfley. So they did, and mysteriously became the 4th victims of a car crash that year.
But, Abby, we have something special. I may have been this town's secret Santa, but you are mine, Abby protagonist.
First of all, you need a therapist. Hopefully they'll provide you one in prison. Second, I am not anyone's secret Santa. My last name isn't Protagonist. It's Protagonstein. I'm Jewish. Also, I have a girlfriend. I've had a girlfriend for like 4 years. You never had a chance, even if you weren't a serial murderer.
Come on, scum. You're going to jail.
Free toys for everyone.
So this is it? You swooped in to save Christmas, and now you're going to leave us?
Yeah, I guess so. Look, Christmas is cool and everything, but you guys should really try focusing on the unpleasant things going on around here. It's nice to get lost in a winter wonderland every once in a while, but living your whole lives with that mentality is very clearly not safe.
We'll never forget you, Abby protagonist.
You know what? Never mind. Thanks, Rodolfo. Now, if you will all excuse me, I have to go quit my job. This was way too weird.
What do we do now?
I don't care if it's almost Christmas, Mom. I just got a big unexpected promotion and I need to impress the boss. I'm sure Grandpa will still be in the hospital next Christmas. I can go see him then. Goodbye. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm a big city journalist who needs to write a great article for my big city magazine job.
Well, hello there, pretty lady. I just took over running the town's reindeer sleigh if you need a ride into town. Name's Chris. Chris Kringleton.
Holly cheer. Charmed, I'm sure. Go ahead and grab my bags from the bus. Be careful, they are expensive. And take me to the nicest hotel you have. One with a yacht club, preferably.
Oh, honey, you're in for a shock. Tell you what, I'll grab your bags and give you a ride, but you have to go to the town Christmas tree choosing / hot cocoa social/total donation with me first.
Ugh, I'm really reluctant because I have so much serious business stuff to deal with, and I'm way too busy for Christmas. I'll go. But I'm going to act annoyed the whole time, even though I'm secretly enjoying your company.
Sounds good to me. I'll grab your bags.
And I'll be waiting in the sleigh.
Well, people, you heard them. Christmas is back on.
That year was the best Christmas small town Minnesota ever had. Chris and Holly kissed under the mistletoe and they were married by New Year's Eve. Rodolfo broke out in hives after getting the kittens home and quickly realized that he's allergic to them. That's okay though. The town had lots of lonely orphans that were happy for some kitten companionship. I'm happy to report that no new kids have joined the orphanage since Nick and Mr. Elfley were arrested. As for me, my pets and my partner were happy to have me home to finish off the holiday with. They're actually waiting on me to light the menorah now. But before I go, I just want to say, Happy Hanukkah to all, and to all, a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Tonight's show was written by Thomas E. Fuller, Demery Borland, Paige Steadman, Ron N. Butler, David Benedict, and Kelley Ceccato. It was produced by Victoria Nation and Robert Drake and directed by William Allen Ritch, Paige Steadman, Trudy Leonard, and Kayla Fallick Brooke. Featured in the cast were the voices of Trudy Leonard, Gabrielle Dean, Victoria Nation, Kelley Ceccato, Brian Phillips, Denny Holmes, Vivian Phillips, Diana Lancaster, Alton Leonard, B.J. Copeland, and Robert Drake. Audio engineering and lighting by Robert Drake. Sound design and recorded effects performed by William Allen Ritch. Foley sound effects created by Alice Leigh. Music by Alton Leonard. The executive producer of Atlanta Radio Theater Company is David Benedict. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the performance, please stop by our sales table out in the hall. We have our entire catalog available on a flash drive or by download at artc.org. We are the Atlanta Radio Theater Company, and I am your announcer, David Benedict, reminding you that... Okay, seriously, you don't got to go home, but you can't stay here because we got to pack all this stuff up.